In this video, I want to take a moment to introduce a really important concept called associations. So associations will allow us to have multiple pieces of data, multiple collections in our database that are related to one another. And this is hugely important to making more complex web apps. Right now we have Yelp Camp, and Yelp Camp has campgrounds and that's it. But then we're going to add in users. We want to be able to have users who then are associated with campgrounds. And then campgrounds will have comments, and we want to have those campgrounds associated with a list of comments. Or if we take an example like Facebook, on Facebook you sign up, so there's an entity, a model called user, and then there's another entity called post, and then somewhere there's photos, but there's also albums, and then there's comments, and there's tags and likes. There are way more models that I'm not mentioning, but all of these are interconnected. So a user is related to a post. When I create a post, that post is not just an arbitrary post, it's related to me. Same thing with the photos that I upload and the albums that those photos belong to. So a photo can be associated with an album, and an album can be associated with a user. Then we have comments. A comment can be on a photo, a comment can be on a post. I think a comment can also be on an album of photos. Then we have tags. So photos can have tags, but you can also tag people in comments. You can tag people in posts. We have likes. You can like a comment, you can like an album, you can like a photo, you can like a post. There's so many different things going on, but the core concept is that data is related. The term associations just refers to this idea of having associated data. And the other important point is that there are different types of associations. There are associations that are known as one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many relationships. So we'll start by talking about one-to-one relationships. And one-to-one are the simplest relationships. So we have one of an entity that's related to one of another entity. So we could say that one book has one publisher, or an employee has one title. Where it gets more exciting is when we start talking about one-to-many relationships. In a one-to-many relationship, one entity is related to many of another entity. We can take the example of Facebook. One user can have multiple photos that they have uploaded. The photos belong to that user, but those photos belong to one user. A photo cannot have multiple uploaders. So it's a one-to-many relationship, unlike a many-to-many relationship where the association goes both ways. A classic example of a many-to-many relationship is students and courses. So in college, a student can sign up for multiple courses, and each course has multiple students enrolled. So it's this two-way, many-to-many relationship. Another one would be books and authors. So an author can have many books, and each book can also have many authors. It might be more common for there to only be one author, but it's definitely possible and not uncommon to have multiple authors. So those are the three basic types of relationships, and the type that we'll encounter the most is one-to-many. So we'll have comments and campgrounds, and one campground has many comments, but one comment only belongs to one campground. In the next two videos, I'm going to introduce how we can write associations, how we can connect different models using Mongoose. And I'm going to show two different ways of doing that. The first is using what's known as embedding data, and the second one is known as referencing data. So I'm going to do these in two separate installments, and coming up next, I'm going to show you how we can embed data to associate it.